The 1970s were a decade of excess in the American automotive industry. Cars grew longer, wider, and heavier, often at the expense of efficiency, handling, and practicality. While these oversized vehicles may have been status symbols at the time, they quickly fell out of favor as gas prices soared and consumers demanded more sensible options. Here are 10 of the worst oversized cars of the 1970s, proving that sometimes bigger wasn't better.
Dear viewer, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for your support.
Number 10. The Ford Thunderbird of the 1950s and early 1960s was synonymous with sleek style and sporty luxury, but by the 1970s, the car had morphed into something far removed from its original appeal. The 1972 Ford Thunderbird, the first model year of the sixth generation, was a massive personal luxury car that symbolized excess over elegance. It was still a status symbol for some buyers, but its bloated proportions, heavy weight, and uninspired performance made it a shadow of its former self. The 1972 Thunderbird was enormous, riding on a lengthy 120.4-inch wheelbase and stretching over 216 inches long. It weighed more than 4,800 pounds in some configurations, making it one of the heaviest cars in its class. Its sheer size made it difficult to maneuver in tight spaces, and parking was a constant challenge. The design attempted to balance luxury with aggression, but ended up looking overdone. The massive squared-off front grille and exaggerated chrome accents made it look heavy and clumsy rather than refined. The rear end featured long, horizontal taillights that further emphasized the car's bloated proportions. While some appreciated its imposing presence, others found it lacked the graceful elegance of earlier Thunderbirds. The standard engine was a 7.0-liter, 429 cubic inch V8 producing 212 horsepower. Despite its size, the Thunderbird was surprisingly underpowered for its weight. The optional 7.5-liter, 460 cubic inch V8 offered slightly more power, but came at the cost of even worse fuel economy. The sluggish acceleration and ponderous handling left it feeling more like a land yacht than a personal luxury car. The oil crisis of the 1970s made fuel efficiency a growing concern, and the Thunderbird failed miserably in this department. With an average of around 8 to 12 miles per gallon, it was a gas guzzler at a time when consumers were increasingly looking for more economical options. The Thunderbird's original appeal was its balance of sportiness and luxury, but by 1972, it leaned entirely into luxury at the expense of driving dynamics. The soft suspension provided a smooth ride, but resulted in excessive body roll and poor cornering ability. The Thunderbird's interior was spacious and opulent, with plush materials, high-quality upholstery, and plenty of comfort-focused features. Options like power seats, power windows, and air conditioning enhanced its luxury credentials. The dashboard design was clean and modern, with wood grain trim and chrome accents adding a touch of class. The car's heavy weight and soft suspension made it a comfortable cruiser on highways, absorbing road imperfections with ease. For buyers who valued comfort above all else, the Thunderbird delivered a serene driving experience. Despite its flaws, the Thunderbird retained its image as a high-end personal luxury car, appealing to buyers who prioritized prestige over performance. It was still considered a desirable car for those looking to make a statement. The 1972 Thunderbird was emblematic of the challenges facing American luxury cars in the 1970s. As tastes shifted towards smaller, more efficient vehicles, the Thunderbird remained tethered to a philosophy of bigger is better, which quickly became outdated. While it still sold reasonably well, it was clear that the car's bloated design and lackluster performance were eroding its appeal. Ford would attempt to reimagine the Thunderbird in later generations, but the 1972 model marked the beginning of its identity crisis, a car that no longer knew whether it wanted to be sporty, luxurious, or just plain imposing. The 1972 Ford Thunderbird may have been a luxurious and comfortable cruiser, but its oversized, awkward design and lackluster performance made it far less desirable than its predecessors. It serves as a cautionary tale of how a once iconic nameplate can lose its way by prioritizing size and excess over the qualities that originally made it great. Number 9. In 1974, AMC American Motors Corporation attempted to compete in the large luxury car segment with the Ambassador. This model marked the seventh and final generation of the nameplate, as AMC tried to deliver a car that could rival offerings from the Big Three, Ford, GM, and Chrysler. Despite its ambition, the 1974 AMC Ambassador struggled to find success. Its oversized, uninspired design, combined with mediocre performance, failed to make it a true contender in the competitive luxury market. The Ambassador featured a large, heavy body that lacked elegance or sophistication. The front end was dominated by a wide, slab-like grille and rectangular headlights, which felt awkward and overly simplistic compared to the refined styling of rivals. Its overall shape was boxy and uninspired, blending in with the sea of other oversized sedans of the era, rather than standing out. AMC attempted to add upscale touches with chrome accents, but these details felt more like an afterthought than a cohesive design. The base engine was a 258 cubic inch inline-six, which was underpowered for the car's size and weight. Optional V8 engines, including the 304, 360, and 401 cubic inch units, offered more power but did little to improve driving dynamics. The Ambassador was heavy, and even with the 401 V8, acceleration was sluggish. Its soft suspension and poor handling made it a chore to drive on winding roads. Fuel efficiency was dismal, averaging around 10 to 14 miles per gallon, an issue exacerbated by the 1970s fuel crisis. AMC aimed to position the Ambassador as a luxury car, but it lacked the refinement and cachet of competitors like the Cadillac DeVille, Lincoln Continental, or Chrysler New Yorker. The interior, while comfortable, failed to deliver a truly premium experience. The materials and finishes felt cheap compared to what luxury buyers expected. AMC's reputation for building budget-friendly cars worked against the Ambassador, as buyers were reluctant to associate the brand with luxury. By 1974, AMC was struggling financially, which limited the company's ability to innovate. The Ambassador lacked the advanced features and technology that luxury buyers increasingly demanded, such as sophisticated climate control systems, better soundproofing, or cutting-edge safety features. The Ambassador offered plenty of room for passengers with a spacious cabin and a large trunk. The bench seats were wide and comfortable, making it a decent choice for long-distance cruising. Compared to its competitors, the Ambassador was relatively affordable, which appealed to buyers seeking a large car without the luxury price tag. It provided a cost-effective alternative to more expensive full-size sedans, albeit with fewer premium features. AMC vehicles were known for their durability, and the Ambassador was no exception. With proper maintenance, it could serve as a reliable daily driver for years. The 1974 AMC Ambassador was emblematic of AMC's challenges in the 1970s. The company was unable to keep pace with the Big Three in terms of design, engineering, and marketing. While the Ambassador offered space and comfort at an affordable price, it lacked the luxury appeal and performance needed to compete in its class. The 1974 model year was also a turning point for AMC as the company shifted focus to smaller, more efficient cars like the Pacer and Gremlin in response to the changing automotive landscape. The Ambassador's demise in 1974 marked the end of an era for AMC's full-size sedans. The 1974 AMC Ambassador was AMC's final attempt to compete in the full-size luxury car market, but it fell short in almost every way. Its bland design, lackluster performance, and misaligned market positioning made it a forgettable entry in a highly competitive segment. While it had its merits as a spacious and affordable sedan, it ultimately failed to deliver the luxury experience that buyers expected. Number 8, the Buick Lasaber had long been a staple in Buick's lineup, offering a full-size sedan that emphasized comfort and practicality. However, by 1977, the automotive industry was undergoing significant changes due to tightening fuel economy regulations and shifting consumer preferences. The seventh-generation Buick Lasaber, introduced in 1977, aimed to strike a balance between tradition and modernity, but ultimately struggled to shed its reputation as a large, unwieldy car with uninspiring performance. Despite being slightly downsized compared to earlier models, the 1977 Buick Lasaber still felt excessively large. At over 18 feet long and weighing nearly 2 tons, it was a challenge to maneuver in tight urban environments, such as parking lots or narrow streets. The car's turning radius was notably wide, making it difficult to handle, especially for drivers unaccustomed to piloting such a massive vehicle. The base engine was a 231 cubic inch V6 that struggled to provide adequate power for the Lasaber's size. Optional V8 engines, including the 350 and 403 cubic inch units, offered more horsepower but were hampered by emissions controls, which sapped performance. Acceleration was sluggish, with the car feeling underpowered compared to competitors like the Chevrolet Caprice or Ford LTD. Fuel economy was poor, averaging around 12 to 15 miles per gallon, making the Lasaber an expensive choice during the era of rising fuel prices. While the 1977 Lasaber's design was less boxy than its predecessors, it still leaned heavily on conservative styling cues. The long hood, short deck proportions, and vinyl roof options gave it a dated, old-school appearance that failed to resonate with younger buyers seeking sleeker, more modern cars. Buick's attempt to add luxury touches, like excessive chrome trim and ornate grilles, came across as gaudy rather than refined. The Lasaber was engineered for comfort, with a soft suspension that absorbed road imperfections but resulted in excessive body roll and poor cornering stability. Steering was vague and imprecise, further diminishing the driving experience. The car's focus on ride comfort came at the expense of responsiveness and agility, making it feel disconnected from the road. The Lasaber's cabin was roomy and comfortable, with enough space to accommodate 6 passengers. Plush seats and ample legroom made it an excellent choice for long road trips. Buick also offered a range of options, including air conditioning, power windows, and premium sound systems, which enhanced the car's appeal as a family cruiser. The 1977 Lasaber came equipped with standard safety features like energy-absorbing bumpers and a collapsible steering column. Optional extras included radial tires, which improved road grip, and 4-wheel disc brakes for better stopping power. Buick vehicles of this era were known for their durability, and the 1977 Lasaber was no exception. With proper maintenance, the car's powertrain and body could last for decades, making it a reliable choice for buyers seeking long-term value. Compared to premium full-size sedans from Cadillac or Lincoln, the Lasaber offered a more affordable alternative without sacrificing too much in terms of comfort and features. The 1977 Buick Lasaber represents a transitional period in American automotive history. While it adhered to the traditional values of space, comfort, and durability, it failed to adapt to the evolving demands of the market. Its large size and mediocre performance made it less appealing in an era when fuel efficiency and driving dynamics were becoming increasingly important. The Lasaber remained a reliable and popular choice among older buyers who valued comfort over modernity, but it struggled to attract a younger audience. Buick's inability to innovate beyond its established formula left the Lasaber looking outdated compared to more progressive offerings from competitors. The 1977 Buick Lasaber was a product of its time, embodying the strengths and weaknesses of the full-size American sedan. While it excelled in interior comfort and durability, its cumbersome size, uninspired performance, and dated styling limited its appeal. As the market shifted towards smaller, more efficient vehicles, the Lasaber became a relic of a bygone era, clinging to a design philosophy that was quickly becoming obsolete. Number 7. The 1976 Plymouth Grand Fury was Chrysler Corporation's attempt to deliver a dependable, full-size car under the Plymouth brand. Positioned as a more affordable alternative to Dodge and Chrysler's flagship models, the Grand Fury appealed to families and fleet buyers alike. However, the 1976 model struggled to stand out in a crowded market of full-size sedans. With increasing fuel prices and tighter emission standards, it quickly became apparent that the Grand Fury was ill-equipped to adapt to the shifting demands of buyers. Equipped with a range of large V8 engines, including the base 318 cubic inch and optional 360, 400, and 440 cubic inch power plants, The Grand Fury prioritized power over efficiency. Fuel economy was abysmal, averaging 10 to 14 miles per gallon, which made the car expensive to operate during the 1970s energy crisis. Emission control systems further hampered engine performance, leading to sluggish acceleration and uninspiring power delivery, despite the car's displacement size. The Grand Fury's handling was unremarkable, with a soft suspension that prioritized comfort over agility. Body roll during cornering and vague, over-assisted steering made the car feel disconnected from the road. Its large size and wide turning radius made parking and maneuvering in tight spaces challenging, especially for urban drivers. By 1976, the Grand Fury's design felt stale, with conservative, boxy lines that lacked the flair of its competitors. Plymouth offered minimal updates to the exterior, and the car's blocky proportions failed to attract younger buyers who sought sleeker, more modern designs. Excessive chrome trim, a long hood, and a simple grille gave it a dated appearance, reinforcing its reputation as a car for older, traditional buyers. The Grand Fury faced stiff competition from better-executed full-size sedans, such as the Chevrolet Impala, Ford LTD, and even Chrysler's own Dodge Monaco. Rivals offered more refined interiors, smoother rides, and slightly better fuel efficiency, leaving the Grand Fury struggling to justify its position in the market. Fleet buyers, who formed a significant portion of the Grand Fury's customer base, often chose it for price rather than preference. The Grand Fury offered ample passenger space, with a wide bench seat in the front and generous legroom in the rear. It could comfortably seat 6 passengers, making it a practical choice for families or carpooling. Plymouth cars were generally known for their mechanical reliability, and the Grand Fury's simple design made it relatively easy and affordable to maintain. The car's powertrain options, though outdated, were rugged and could withstand years of use with proper care. As a budget-friendly option in the full-size sedan segment, the Grand Fury appealed to buyers looking for a large car without a premium price tag. Its affordability also made it a popular choice for police and taxi fleets, where cost efficiency was a priority. The Grand Fury's suspension, while lacking in handling precision, delivered a smooth and cushioned ride that absorbed road imperfections well. For highway cruising, it provided a relaxed and quiet experience, making it suitable for long trips. The 1976 Plymouth Grand Fury serves as a reminder of the challenges faced by American automakers in the 1970s. With rising fuel prices, stricter emissions regulations, and growing competition from more efficient imports, the Grand Fury was a product of an outdated formula. Its large size, poor fuel economy, and uninspired design made it increasingly irrelevant in a changing market. While it found success in fleet sales and among buyers seeking a practical, no-frills, full-size sedan, it failed to capture the attention of consumers looking for innovation or excitement. By the late 1970s, the Grand Fury was a shadow of its former self, struggling to keep pace with industry trends. The 1976 Plymouth Grand Fury was a victim of its time, offering a comfortable and durable full-size sedan that ultimately felt outdated and inefficient. Its gas-guzzling nature, lack of refinement, and uninspired design left it overshadowed by more modern and competitive options. Though it held its own in fleet sales and among traditional buyers, the Grand Fury's shortcomings made it a symbol of the challenges faced by Detroit's Big Three during a turbulent decade. Number 6. The Dodge St Regis debuted in 1978 as a replacement for the aging Monaco in Dodge's full-size lineup. As part of Chrysler's downsizing efforts, the St Regis was based on the R-Body platform, which was shared with the Chrysler New Yorker and Plymouth Grand Fury. However, despite its intent to modernize Dodge's full-size offerings, the St Regis quickly gained a reputation for its awkward styling, uninspiring performance, and lackluster quality. The St Regis featured a blocky and upright design that looked dated even in 1978. The front end had a peculiar, recessed grille and squared-off quad headlights, giving it a clunky and unrefined appearance. Its proportions were neither sleek nor imposing, making it look awkward and unappealing compared to competitors like the Chevrolet Caprice or Ford LTD. The formal roofline, with tiny rear windows further contributed to its bland aesthetic, appealing mostly to conservative buyers. Powertrain options included several V8 engines, the 225 cubic inch slant 6, 318 cubic inch, 360 cubic inch, and 400 cubic inch engines. Despite offering V8 options, the St. Regis was burdened with emissions regulations, which strangled performance. The base 318 V8 produced a paltry 135 horsepower, leaving the car feeling sluggish and underpowered for its size. Acceleration was unimpressive, and the car struggled to deliver a satisfying driving experience. Like many full-size sedans of the era, the St. Regis prioritized ride comfort over handling, resulting in excessive body roll and vague steering. The car's size made it difficult to maneuver in tight spaces, and parking was a chore. The suspension offered a soft, floaty ride that absorbed bumps well, but lacked any sense of precision or control. Chrysler products from the late 1970s were notorious for inconsistent build quality, and the St. Regis was no exception. Reports of poorly aligned panels, cheap interior materials, and electrical problems were common. Rust issues plagued many examples, especially in regions with harsh winters. The St. Regis struggled to find a niche, as its uninspired design and mediocre performance failed to attract younger buyers or those seeking a more upscale full-size sedan. It was primarily marketed to fleet buyers, such as police departments and taxi services, where performance and refinement were less critical than cost and durability. As a budget-friendly full-size sedan, the St. Regis appealed to buyers who prioritize value over style or performance. It was priced lower than many of its competitors, making it an attractive option for cost-conscious customers. The St. Regis offered a roomy cabin with comfortable seating for up to 6 passengers. Rear seat legroom and trunk space were generous, making it a practical choice for families or fleet use. While lacking in agility, the St. Regis delivered a smooth and cushioned ride that made it well-suited for highway cruising. Its suspension effectively absorbed road imperfections, ensuring a pleasant experience for passengers. The St. Regis found moderate success in fleet sales, particularly as a police cruiser. Its low price, simple mechanics, and durability made it a practical choice for law enforcement agencies. However, even in this role, it was overshadowed by rivals like the Ford LTD and Chevrolet Caprice, which offered better performance and handling. The Dodge St. Regis represents an era when American automakers struggled to adapt to changing consumer preferences and tightening regulations. Chrysler's R-Body platform was intended to modernize its full-size lineup, but the St. Regis failed to make a strong impression. Its awkward design, underpowered engines, and lackluster build quality left it trailing behind competitors in both the retail and fleet markets. The St. Regis's lack of success contributed to Chrysler's financial woes in the late 1970s, leading to a government bailout in 1979. By the early 1980s, the R-Body cars were discontinued, and the St. Regis became a forgotten chapter in Dodge's history. The 1978 Dodge St. Regis was an underwhelming attempt at a full-size sedan during a challenging period for Chrysler. While it offered a spacious interior and a comfortable ride, its awkward design, poor performance, and build quality issues made it forgettable. Overshadowed by better executed competitors, the St. Regis failed to leave a lasting mark in the automotive world. Number 5. The 1979 Pontiac Bonneville was a staple in Pontiac's lineup, representing the brand's take on a full-size American sedan. By this time, the Bonneville had a reputation for offering a comfortable ride and a spacious interior, but it also symbolized a reluctance to adapt to the changing automotive landscape. While some buyers appreciated its traditional approach, the Bonneville struggled to stand out due to its lack of innovation, handling issues, and the growing demand for smaller, more fuel-efficient vehicles. The Bonneville's styling was traditional and conservative, with large, boxy proportions that lacked the sleekness or boldness of earlier Pontiac designs. Its upright grille and squared-off bodywork reflected a design language that was starting to feel dated by the 1960s, late 1970s. While its design wasn't outright offensive, it failed to excite buyers looking for a modern or distinctive full-size sedan. The Bonneville's large size and heavy curb weight made it unwieldy on the road, especially in tight corners or during sudden maneuvers. Its soft suspension, while contributing to a smooth ride, resulted in excessive body roll and vague steering, making it a poor performer in terms of handling. The car's bulk made parking and urban driving a challenge, further detracting from its appeal. Engine options included a range of V8s, a 231 cubic inch V6, a 301 cubic inch V8, and a 350 cubic inch V8, among others. While these engines provided adequate power for relaxed cruising, they were hampered by emissions controls, leading to reduced horsepower and sluggish acceleration. Buyers looking for spirited performance were left disappointed, as the Bonneville prioritized comfort over excitement. Like many full-size cars of the era, the Bonneville struggled with poor fuel efficiency, a significant drawback in the wake of the 1970s oil crises. Rising gas prices and the growing popularity of smaller, more economical vehicles made the Bonneville's thirst for fuel a liability. By 1979, Pontiac had done little to differentiate the Bonneville from its competitors or its own predecessors. Features and technology remained largely unchanged, making it feel like a car that was stuck in the past rather than embracing the future. The Bonneville excelled in providing a smooth and cushioned ride, making it a favorite for highway cruising and long-distance travel. Its soft suspension absorbed road imperfections well, ensuring a pleasant experience for passengers. The car's generous dimensions translated to a roomy cabin with ample space for both front and rear passengers. The wide bench seats were plush and comfortable, emphasizing the car's focus on luxury and practicality. Despite its flaws, the Bonneville retained some classic Pontiac traits, such as a relatively stylish dashboard layout and upscale interior trim and higher trims. Buyers could opt for features like air conditioning, power windows, and premium sound systems, adding a touch of luxury to the experience. The Bonneville was competitively priced within the full-size segment, making it an accessible option for buyers seeking a comfortable and traditional sedan. The 1979 Pontiac Bonneville represents the twilight years of the traditional American full-size sedan. While it delivered on comfort and space, its lack of innovation and underwhelming performance left it struggling to compete in a rapidly changing market. As the 1980s approached, Pontiac, and the American auto industry as a whole, faced increasing pressure to adapt to new trends, such as downsizing, improved fuel efficiency, and more advanced engineering. By 1982, Pontiac downsized the Bonneville to a mid-size car in response to shifting consumer preferences, marking the end of an era for the once proud full-size nameplate. The 1979 Bonneville remains a symbol of an industry at a crossroads, clinging to the past while facing an uncertain future. The 1979 Pontiac Bonneville was a comfortable and spacious full-size sedan that appealed to traditionalists but failed to excite or innovate. Its handling issues, outdated design, and poor fuel economy made it less competitive in a market increasingly focused on efficiency and modernity. While it served its purpose as a comfortable cruiser, the Bonneville struggled to leave a lasting impression as the automotive world moved forward. Number 4. The 1972 Lincoln Mark IV marked the debut of Lincoln's successor to the popular Mark III, continuing the brand's tradition of producing opulent luxury coupes. Designed to exude style and presence, the Mark IV epitomized the personal luxury car segment of the early 1970s. However, its oversized proportions, lackluster performance, and compromised practicality left it with a mixed legacy. At nearly 19 feet long and over 5,000 pounds, the Mark IV was massive, making it challenging to park, maneuver, and drive in urban settings. The car's immense size made it feel unwieldy on the road, with slow responses and an overall heavy driving experience. Despite its luxurious ride, the Mark IV's handling was subpar, characterized by excessive body roll and vague steering. The car was built for straight-line cruising, and any attempt to drive it spiritedly highlighted its shortcomings in agility and responsiveness. The Mark IV's design featured a long hood, a short deck, and a sloping roofline, creating significant blind spots. The narrow rear window and thick C-pillars further restricted visibility, making parking and reversing a nerve-wracking experience. The Mark IV came standard with a 460 cubic inch 7.5-liter V8 engine producing 212 horsepower and 342 pound-feet of torque. While the engine delivered ample low-end torque, the car's heavy weight dulled acceleration and performance. The emissions regulations of the era further strangled engine output, making the Mark IV feel sluggish compared to earlier luxury coupes. The massive V8 engine and the car's weight combined to deliver dismal fuel efficiency, often hovering around 8 to 10 miles per gallon. As fuel prices began to rise in the early 1970s, the Mark IV's thirst for gasoline became a significant drawback. The Mark IV was undeniably stylish, with its long, flowing lines, prominent grille, and signature faux spare tire hump on the trunk. However, this emphasis on design came at the expense of practicality, with limited interior space despite the car's size. The rear seats were cramped, and the trunk, though large, was poorly shaped due to the tire hump. The Mark IV featured bold and distinctive styling, with a massive chrome grille, hidden headlights, and elegant body lines. Its Continental Kit trunk lid, with a faux spare tire cover, became an iconic design element for Lincoln. The Mark IV's cabin was well appointed, with plush seating, high-quality materials, and a host of standard luxury features. Buyers could choose from a wide range of upholstery options, including leather and vinyl in bold colors. Options like air conditioning, power seats, and premium sound systems added to the car's opulence. The Mark IV's suspension was tuned for comfort, delivering a soft and cushioned ride that isolated passengers from road imperfections. For highway cruising, the car provided a serene and quiet experience, ideal for long-distance travel. The Mark IV exuded an aura of wealth and success, appealing to buyers who valued status and image. It was a statement car that turned heads wherever it went, reinforcing its role as a luxury symbol. The 1972 Lincoln Mark IV captured the essence of 1970s personal luxury, prioritizing style, comfort, and presence over performance and practicality. While it succeeded in offering a plush, high-end experience, it also embodied many of the excesses of the era. Its size, weight, and poor efficiency reflected an outdated approach to luxury cars as the industry began shifting toward more efficient and practical designs. Despite its flaws, the Mark IV helped Lincoln maintain its position in the luxury car market, competing with rivals like the Cadillac Eldorado and Buick Riviera. The Mark IV's bold styling and opulent features ensured its place as an icon of 1970s automotive design, even as it struggled with the changing demands of consumers. The 1972 Lincoln Mark IV was a striking luxury coupe that excelled in comfort and style, but faltered in performance, handling, and practicality. Its massive proportions and inefficient V8 engine made it ill-suited to the challenges of the 1970s, but its bold design and luxurious features ensured its status as a memorable, if flawed, part of Lincoln's history. Number 3, the 1974 Chevrolet Malibu Wagon was part of the third-generation Malibu lineup, designed as a practical station wagon for families. While Chevrolet intended it to be a versatile vehicle with mass-market appeal, it ended up as a forgettable entry in the mid-size station wagon segment. Its bland styling, unimpressive performance, and lack of refinement left little to excite buyers. The 1974 Malibu Wagon had uninspired, boxy lines that lacked the character or flair seen in some of its competitors. Its grille and front fascia were dull, with minimal chrome accents and uninventive headlights that gave it a generic appearance. The wagon's overall design lacked the distinctiveness needed to stand out in an increasingly crowded market. At over 16 feet in length, the Malibu Wagon was a sizable vehicle, but its awkward proportions made it feel even larger than it was. The bulky design sacrificed maneuverability, making it cumbersome to drive and park in urban environments. The Malibu Wagon prioritized utility over driving dynamics, resulting in an unremarkable ride. Its suspension, while soft and comfortable for highway cruising, allowed excessive body roll in turns, diminishing driver confidence. Handling felt vague, and the car's weight amplified the sense of sluggishness behind the wheel. Base models came with a 250 cubic inch, 4.1-liter, inline-six engine producing just 100 horsepower. Optional V8 engines, including the 350 cubic inch, 5.7-liter small block, offered slightly better performance, but still struggled to deliver spirited acceleration due to the car's heft. The heavy body and emissions-restricted engines contributed to sluggish performance, particularly when fully loaded with passengers and cargo. Like many vehicles of the era, the Malibu Wagon suffered from dismal fuel efficiency, averaging around 10 to 14 miles per gallon, depending on the engine. Rising gas prices in the mid-1970s made the wagon an increasingly expensive choice for families on a budget. The Malibu Wagon's interior was functional, but far from luxurious. Hard plastics, basic upholstery, and minimal sound insulation made the cabin feel dated and cheap. While it offered ample cargo space, the rear seats were stiff and uncomfortable for long trips. The wagon offered a spacious rear cargo area, making it a practical choice for families needing extra storage for road trips, groceries, or sporting equipment. Optional third-row seating provided room for up to 8 passengers, catering to larger families. Buyers could choose from various trims and optional features, including air conditioning, upgraded radios, and power windows, allowing some customization. The optional V8 engines gave buyers more power if they were willing to pay for the upgrade. The Malibu Wagon benefited from Chevrolet's reputation for building reliable vehicles, with robust mechanical components that could handle daily abuse. Its simple design made repairs and maintenance straightforward, appealing to cost-conscious owners. The 1974 Chevrolet Malibu Wagon exemplified the station wagon era's focus on practicality and utility over style and performance. While it provided reliable transportation for families, its uninspired design and mediocre performance made it a forgettable option in its class. The wagon's shortcomings highlighted the struggles American automakers faced in adapting to new consumer demands and changing market conditions during the 1970s. The oil crisis, tightening emissions regulations, and competition from imports further exposed the Malibu Wagon's weaknesses, contributing to its lackluster reputation. The 1974 Chevrolet Malibu Wagon fulfilled its role as a practical family hauler, but failed to leave a lasting impression due to its bland styling, bulky proportions, and underwhelming performance. While it served as a capable workhorse for families, its lack of refinement and rising fuel costs ultimately rendered it an uninspiring choice in a challenging decade for the American auto industry. Number 2. The 1973 Cadillac Fleetwood Brom epitomized the extravagant luxury of full-size American sedans in the early 1970s. As one of Cadillac's flagship models, it offered premium features, a plush interior, and imposing road presence. However, its immense size and impracticality, combined with atrocious fuel economy, limited its appeal during a time when practicality and efficiency were becoming more important to consumers. Stretching nearly 20 feet in length and weighing over 5,000 pounds, the Fleetwood Brom was one of the largest cars of its time. Its massive proportions made it challenging to maneuver in urban environments, with narrow streets and tight parking spaces proving especially problematic. The size also affected handling, giving it a floaty and disconnected feel on the road, especially during cornering. The Fleetwood Brom was equipped with a 472 cubic inch 7.7-liter V8 engine that produced 220 horsepower and an impressive 365 pound-feet of torque. While powerful, the engine guzzled fuel at a shocking rate, averaging a mere 8 to 10 miles per gallon. 1973 oil crisis began to unfold. The car's fuel inefficiency became a glaring drawback for luxury buyers looking to balance opulence with practicality. Although it featured Cadillac's signature vertical grille and sharp body lines, the overall styling of the 1973 Fleetwood Brom leaned toward conservatism. Competitors like Mercedes-Benz and Jaguar were introducing sleeker, more modern luxury sedans, making the Fleetwood feel increasingly outdated. The oversized chrome accents and massive hood ornament appeared excessive rather than sophisticated. By 1973, the Fleetwood Brom offered little in the way of innovation compared to its rivals. Features like disc brakes and automatic climate control were standard, but these were expected in a car at this price point. Safety and efficiency technologies, which were becoming more prominent in the market, were noticeably absent or underdeveloped. While Cadillac had a reputation for building reliable vehicles, the Fleetwood Brom's complex systems, such as its automatic climate control, power windows, and power seats, were prone to failure. Repair costs were high due to the intricate nature of the car's luxury components, adding to its impracticality. The Fleetwood Brom's interior was a showcase of American luxury, featuring plush leather or velour upholstery, deep pile carpeting, and wood grain accents. It offered generous legroom for both front and rear passengers, making it a supremely comfortable car for long journeys. Power-adjustable seats, a tilt-telescoping steering wheel, and an AM/FM stereo were among the standard features that enhanced the cabin experience. Thanks to its long wheelbase and soft suspension, the Fleetwood Brom provided an exceptionally smooth and quiet ride. It absorbed road imperfections effortlessly, making it a favorite among buyers seeking comfort above all else. Driving a 1973 Cadillac, Fleetwood Brom was a statement of wealth and status. Its sheer size and ornate design ensured it commanded attention wherever it went, appealing to buyers who valued a strong visual impact. The 1973 Fleetwood Brom symbolized the peak of oversized American luxury cars before the oil crisis, and changing consumer preferences started to take their toll. While it catered to those who valued extravagance and comfort, its impracticality, poor fuel economy, and lack of modern innovation marked the beginning of the end for cars of this scale and style. As smaller, more efficient luxury sedans from Europe began to gain traction in the US market, the Fleetwood Brom struggled to stay relevant. Cadillac's reputation as the standard-bearer for American luxury took a hit, with the brand being seen as stuck in the past compared to its forward-thinking competitors. The 1973 Cadillac Fleetwood Brom embodied the excess of the era, offering unrivaled comfort and road presence, but falling short in practicality, fuel efficiency, and innovation. It remains a symbol of American automotive opulence, but also serves as a reminder of the challenges faced by traditional luxury cars in adapting to a rapidly changing market. Number 1. The 1977 Chrysler Cordoba emerged as a symbol of personal luxury in the late 1970s, designed to cater to buyers looking for a comfortable and stylish coupe. Marketed with the tagline "Soft Corinthian Leather," it aimed to capture the essence of sophistication and comfort. However, despite its luxurious appeal, the Cordoba faced significant challenges that hindered its overall success in the automotive market. The Cordoba was powered by a range of V8 engines, with the base 5.2-liter 318 cubic inches engine producing around 150 horsepower, and the more powerful 5.9-liter 360 cubic inches engine offering 180 horsepower, just 245 horsepower. While these engines provided adequate power for everyday driving, they were often criticized for their sluggish acceleration and overall lack of excitement, especially compared to competing personal luxury coupes. The heavy weight of the Cordoba further exacerbated performance issues, resulting in a driving experience that many found uninspiring. The design of the Cordoba featured a distinctive long hood and short rear deck, which was intended to convey a sporty look. However, the proportions often appeared awkward and unbalanced, detracting from the coupe's overall aesthetic appeal. Critics noted that the rear quarter panels seemed overly bulky, leading to a cumbersome silhouette that failed to resonate with buyers seeking a sleek luxury vehicle. Like many cars of the era, the Cordoba suffered from poor fuel efficiency, averaging around 12 to 15 miles per gallon. In a time when fuel economy was becoming increasingly important to consumers due to rising gas prices, the Cordoba's appetite for fuel made it less attractive compared to more efficient options from competitors. The Cordoba's features were largely standard for the time, lacking the advanced technology and conveniences that some rival models began to offer. While it boasted comfortable seating and a well-appointed interior, it did not include many of the cutting-edge safety and performance features that began to define modern vehicles. The focus on luxury materials, like the Corinthian leather, overshadowed the need for technological advancements. While the Cordoba was designed to evoke a sense of luxury, its bold and flashy exterior styling was polarizing. Some consumers found its look to be gaudy, particularly with the heavy use of chrome trim and ornate detailing, which felt out of place in a market shifting towards more understated designs. The interior of the Cordoba was one of its strong points, featuring plush seats covered in the iconic soft Corinthian leather, which provided an upscale feel. The cabin was spacious and well-appointed, offering ample legroom and comfort for both front and rear passengers, making it ideal for long journeys. Optional features included power windows, air conditioning, and an AM/FM radio, enhancing the driving experience. The Cordoba prioritized a smooth and comfortable ride, utilizing a soft suspension system that absorbed road imperfections well. This emphasis on comfort made it a popular choice among buyers looking for a relaxing driving experience, particularly in an era when luxury was increasingly associated with smooth rides. The marketing campaign surrounding the Cordoba, especially its emphasis on the luxurious Corinthian leather, created a memorable image that appealed to many consumers. The tagline and luxurious portrayal helped the Cordoba carve out a niche in the personal luxury segment, capturing the attention of buyers who valued prestige and comfort. The 1977 Chrysler Cordoba remains a noteworthy representation of the personal luxury coupe era, particularly for its distinctive style and comfort. However, its sluggish performance, awkward proportions, and poor fuel efficiency contributed to its mixed reception in the automotive market. As consumers began to favor smaller, more efficient vehicles in the years that followed, the Cordoba's oversized presence became less appealing. Despite its shortcomings, the Cordoba left a lasting impression on the automotive landscape, symbolizing a time when luxury was synonymous with size and comfort, even if it came at the expense of performance and practicality. The 1977 Chrysler Cordoba successfully positioned itself as a luxury coupe with a focus on comfort and style, exemplified by its famed Corinthian leather. However, its struggles with performance, awkward proportions, and fuel inefficiency ultimately limited its appeal. The Cordoba serves as a reminder of an era in which American luxury was defined by size and opulence, but also highlights the shifting priorities of consumers as they began to seek out more practical and efficient vehicles.